BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
We are back. What is happening? And we are back just in time for the big card. UFC 313 Poatan taking on Ankalaev. This is a really big fight for that division, man. Especially for Poatan. If he can go in there and take out Ankalaev, you've cleaned out the division pretty much. So, I mean, the UFC is really going to want Poatan to win. I really want Poatan to win. I'm a huge Poatan fan. This guy's got to be one of my favorite fighters right now. So exciting to watch. The guy's just a beast, man. This is going to be his 4th title defense in under a year. That's crazy, man. For a guy like in his older 30s, 4th title defense in under a year. And he's fighting tough dudes, man. Like, you're fighting Yuri Prochazka. Yuri Prochazka's a monster twice. Khalil Roundtree, monster. Jamal Hill, tough guy. Now Ankalaev. Like, Ankalaev's a monster too, man. Yeah, let's get into it, man. This is a crazy card. I can't wait for this fight card, to be honest. Yeah, so we got Ankalaev here, and the thing is, everyone's trying to say, hey, this is a striker versus grappler matchup. And in a way, I can understand, because Magomed Ankalaev, born in Dagestan, Russia, very good grappling, right? Very good wrestling. But the thing is, he's a guy who likes to strike as well. He's a very, very good striker. So if you think Magomed Ankalaev is just going to look to wrestle right away and not even test it out on the feet, that'll be incorrect. Ankalaev will test it out on the feet, and he is a very good striker. The only issue is Ankalaev, I don't even think he's been in there with a guy like Poatan, who's a much better striker than he is. Everyone he's fought, right, and he's struck with, he wasn't really concerned, right? Like Kutalaba, he wasn't concerned. He knew he was a better striker. He knew he's a better striker than Anthony Smith. He knew he was a better striker than Johnny Walker and Rakic. Jan Blachowicz, that was pretty even. That was pretty even on the feet. Ankalaev, I give him the wrestling edge, right? But this is the first fight where he's fighting where he knows the guy he's fighting is a significant better striker than him. Now, that being said, I don't think he's going to be getting knocked out very quickly. Ankalaev is really good, man. He's very good everywhere. And Alex Pereira, he's got, decent takedown defense. It needs to, they're definitely working on it. They're definitely wrestling in the snow, whatever it may be. They're working on that takedown defense. But even if you get Pereira down, it's hard to get offense going on him, man. He's so strong. I've seen him in guard just hold people's wrists. And like you can't even get your wrist back. Like he's in his guard, closed guard, double wrist grips, and you can't even get your wrist back. He's that strong. He's like made out of stone, this guy. So even if Ankalaev is able to get Pereira down, I mean, I don't think he's going to be finishing Pereira. I mean, maybe ground and pound. He's got no submissions. Let's put that out there. He's got, 0 submissions, and he's got 22 pro fights with 0 submissions. Okay, so he's got 11 KOs and 9 decision wins. So if Ankalaev wins this, I'm assuming it's going to be a 5-round decision. I think he's going to get better of the rounds, maybe take Poatan down, lie on top of him, grind him out for 5 rounds. I could see that happening. This is a tough fight for Poatan, man. In my heart, I really want Poatan to win just because I'm such a big UFC fan, and I know for 100% fact if Magomed Ankalaev wins this fight, there's an immediate rematch. You have to. Because there's none of the contenders, all the contenders have already been beat by Poatan. So if Ankalaev wins, it's not like there's a clear contender. They're going to just do an immediate rematch. So that's the thing that sucks with this. So even if Ankalaev goes in there and destroys Poatan, well, whatever. They're going to do an immediate rematch. But if Poatan wins, now he's going to heavyweight because he's cleaned out the division. So as a fan, Do you want to see Ankalaev fight Poatan and rematch him again? No, I don't want to see that. I want to see Alex get the KO and move up to fight the winner of John Jones and Aspinall. That's a no-brainer. And from a UFC point of view, they're praying that happens because that's the money. And UFC's a business. Poatan's 37? How many more fights does the guy has? How much more juice can you squeeze out of this guy? I mean, maybe four more fights max. Unless he wants to fight into his 40s, I don't know. I mean, the guy's looking really good, and he doesn't look 37, that's for sure. And he's making a ton of money right now. I don't know with this one, man. My heart wants Poatan to win, but my brain is saying Ankalaev. Because Ankalaev is a very good striker too, so he can stand on the feet with them until he doesn't need to, and he can shoot, and he can dominate the grappling as well. This is a tough one, man. This is literally dead even odds, and I couldn't agree more with the odds makers on this one. This one could go either way. Like I said, I really want Poatan to win. My brain is saying Ankalaev from the skill point of view, and even if Poatan does get Ankalaev hurt, the difference between getting Yuri hurt or a Khalil hurt is they're not going to shoot on you. Ankalaev, if you hit him hurt on the feet, he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot real quick. And that's the difference here. So even if you do hurt him on the feet, you got to put him out with one shot because he's going to be shooting right away. Yeah, this one is really tough to pick, man. I mean, I got to go. To be honest, if I were to pick, I would go with the over. I mean, over 2.5 rounds. I think this fight is probably going to go deeper into the 4th and 5th, possibly even a decision. I would not be surprised if this fight goes to decision. But yeah, I'd go with the over on that one. If it does go under, it's probably Poatan finishing him up. But Ankalaev, you haven't really seen this guy get knocked out like that. He's been submitted once by Paul Craig, but that's not Poatan's style. He's not a sub you off your back kind of guy. This is a really tough fight for Poatan, but if Poatan can go in there and win this fight, man, it is insane. He's already one of the biggest superstars in MMA, and if he gets this one, it's crazy, man. You're talking triple belt, real triple C, and I want to see that. I'm a fan, man. I want to see this guy fight John Jones or Aspinall heavyweight. I do. So that's crazy, man. Now we got Justin Gaethje, the highlight, taking on Fiziev. Now Gaethje's coming off probably one of the worst performances and worst knockouts of his career. A very vicious knockout, and now you're fighting a really dangerous striker in Fiziev. He's coming off a leg injury. But if you're Fiziev, this is a good time to get that loss back, because he's lost to Gaethje 2 years ago. Now he can go in there. If he can get that loss back, that's big, man. That's a big win. Yeah, if he gets the loss back, and then, Gamrot, he got injured in the Gamrot fight, so let's take that out of there. He's back in title contention, man, if he can go in there and beat Gaethje. And I think I got to go with Fiziev on this one, just because of the fact that Gaethje got knocked out really badly his last fight. Yeah, it's tough, man. You're coming off a bad knockout loss. Under a year ago, not even a full year. So he hasn't even taken a full year to recover from that knockout loss. And now you're fighting Fiziev, who's a very good striker. Very, very good striker. I know he dominated the first fight with Fiziev, but this is going to be a different kind of fight, 3-rounder. And who knows how Justin Gaethje's chin is, man. And it's, after a bad knockout loss like that, it's usually never good. So that's the main reason. If it wasn't for that knockout loss to Holloway, then I'd be definitely favoring Gaethje. But there's a reason why Fiziev is taking the fight on short notice. He's taking the fight on short notice, and he's a slight favorite. That tells you what odds makers think of Gaethje after being knocked out that viciously. So I'll go with Fiziev on that one. Up next, Jalen Turner taking on Ignacio Bahamondes. These guys are probably two of the tallest guys for that lightweight class. 6'3", both guys weighing 155 at 6'3". That's a big cut, man. Both guys like to strike. Jalen Turner does have a decent ground game as well. But I like Ignacio Bahamondes. I mean, thing is with Jalen, he's got one win in his last 4 fights. That's the issue I'm having with Jalen Turner. Yeah, he did look good against Bobby Green, but Ignacio Bahamondes is a very good striker himself. Trains with Bilal Muhammad and those guys, and he's on a 2-fight win streak. Been looking good, some finishes. And I have a feeling this is going to be a striking match. Jalen Turner likes to strike, and so does Ignacio. And I think Ignacio is the better striker out of the two. And he's training with the champ, Bilal, so I'm going to go with Ignacio Bahamondes on that one. And we got Bobby King Green taking on Mauricio Ruffy. They don't even have a picture for him. Come on, man. He's had a couple fights now. Huge favorite, too. -500. Jeez. I don't know if I agree with that one. I mean, Ruffy is a really good, but they're really counting out Bobby Green here. Bobby Green, he's legit, man. Other than, the Patty fight was really bad, obviously, but Patty the Batty, got him in a triangle, and it was a grappling exchange, and he, slipped in a choke. Ruffy, on the other hand, he's more of a striker. So I think, I'm going to go with Ruffy. Clearly much bigger favorite as well. Huge favorite. Clearly should get the dub here. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he got the finish, because he does hit hard. Very good striker. And yeah, I'm going to go with Ruffy on this one. And he's 10 years younger as well. Bobby Green, 38. A lot of experience, though, for Bobby Green. Huge experience. I mean, Bobby Green's got more losses than Ruffy's got wins. You know what I mean? Like, Bobby Green, don't count him out. That's for sure. Never count out the king, Bobby Green. I don't know if you should be called him the king, though. When you have 16 losses, it's tough to call you the king. We got Curtis Razor Blaydes up next, taking on Rizvan Kuniev. And, Curtis Blaydes, really good fighter, but he's just never been able to crack that title picture. You know what I mean? He's always been in that top 5, just hasn't really been able to get to that title. He's come close a few times, His last fight, he fought Tom Aspinall, one of the best heavyweights out there, lightning fast, and that was a tough fight for tough fight for Curtis Blaydes. Tom Aspinall is an absolute savage, so fast for that heavyweight class. It's incredible how fast he is. So no shame losing to Tom Aspinall. And before that, he beat Jailton Almeida. I mean, he lost the first round, came back in the second round, and finished Jailton Almeida, which is pretty impressive. And now Rizvan Kuniev, he's decent. He's got a couple wins on the Contender Series, right? He lost that PFL to Renan Ferreira, the big Brazilian dude that fought Ngannou. The thing is, he's never fought in the UFC before. Yeah, so he had 2 fights on the Contender Series. Great, you fought in the PFL, but now you're fighting in the big show, and you're fighting a guy who's really experienced at a high level, top level. Curtis Blaydes should dominate this one, so I'll go with Curtis Razor Blaydes on this one. And the last fight I'm going to touch on here is Bruno Ferreira taking on Armen Petrosyan. Armen Petrosyan, he is the brother of kickboxing legend Giorgio Petrosyan. Very good kickboxer. Did get knocked out his last fight against Shara Bullet with that double spinning back fist. This is a tough fight for him too, because Bruno Ferreira hits hard, and Armen's coming off 2 finish losses, so he got finished his last 2 fights. Bruno Ferreira got finished his last fight as well against Abus Magomedov. This one, on the other hand, though, so he got submitted, but Armen Petrosyan will not be taking Bruno down and trying to submit him. Armen Petrosyan's a striker, likes to strike, very good kickboxer, and Bruno Ferreira hits hard, man. He's a guy who knocked out Gregory Rodriguez, knocked out Phil Hawes. he's a finisher, man, and he's got that KO power. So I'm gonna go with Bruno Ferreira just because Arman did get knocked out his last fight. And yeah, those are your picks, man. This is a big one. Pereira, obviously, this is the fight everyone is looking for. I just really hope no one pulls out last minute. I mean, anything can happen. Look what happened with Islam and Arman Sarukian, right? Like day of or day before he pulling out, right? Like it's crazy. So I just hope this fight everyone stays healthy, because if Ankalaev or Poatan pulls out, there's really no one they can put in to replace them. It's going to be really hard to find a replacement for Poatan and Ankalaev, because you don't really have many light heavyweights on the card. All right, like going down the card, you don't even have any light heavyweights. So realistically, like you're in trouble if that's an issue, right? Because they got to at least put another light heavyweight fight on the card. So if that does pull out the main event, then you can throw in your backup, right? Like a Renato Moicano or something, like what happened with him and Islam. He was not even supposed to fight. He was just on the card. He made weight, so it was easy. Just throw him up. He already made the weight. He's already in shape, in camp, whatever. Yeah, so hopefully no one pulls out. And yeah, this is a good card, man. If you guys need a place to BetUS, promo code Iceman. Let's make that money. This is the big one. Out.